Peace reflections. So this is day 17, no meat. I just made 2 shorts talking about it, and I tried to do it in the shorts when I'm about to do push-ups, but I couldn't do them in the shorts because, hold up, my fucking V-neck, so you know what, fuck it, just let it be. I couldn't do it because I couldn't put the thing on lock, the button on lock, to like let the phone go without having to hold my finger because it was a short. You know, in shorts you gotta press the little button on the bottom and it holds, and it's the little circle thing that runs out. You feel me? Y'all know what I'm talking about. For those, almost anyone knows what I'm talking about. Don't play dumb. Y'all know. Don't make me feel stupid. There's a circle in the middle, and then there's the little line circle that encases it. That has a little thing that measures the time of how much time you have left within the short to record. So you have to keep holding your finger. But if you release your finger, then the video stops. It's not like different apps where you can just move the icon over into the lock icon and then release the phone screen. But so, let me stop yapping. This is for everyone talking about protein, talking about anything, and the reality of needing meat. This is for everyone that keeps coming to the no meat videos and trying to tell me to eat meat. 1, stop telling me to do something. Don't tell me to do anything. I do not want to eat y'all disgusting meat. Y'all have no idea about the reality I live in and what it's going to do to my body if I even wanted to eat the meat. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. I've already gone extreme extended periods of eating only fruits. I've already tapped into divine realities. I've already tapped in deeply to myself, tapped in deeply to nature. This is just a new channel I've made after I deleted my old one to cleanse completely from all types of energy and just completely reset. Just start with a new divine intention, a complete new slate. With this new growth I have, this new evolution I'm in, this new phase, this new stage of the evolution of my soul on my journey. I'm stepping into my higher self more than I ever have. But so yeah, I'm about to do some push-ups, you feel me? So this is fueled by me not eating the meat. I become way stronger when I don't eat the man-made food. You feel me? When I cut out meat, even if I was to eat other than the man-made food, I'm still way stronger. But if I cut out all the man-made food, I become extremely energetic. My body becomes so youthful. I remove all cramps from my body, all tense, riggedness, all like, my body becomes so loose, opposed to being all cramped up and, you feel me? I become very loose, very, very yoga-ish, very cleansed in the body, very healed. I become very aware, but on a peak, like, consciousness awareness. Like, I'm starting to remember memories deep in my subconscious, but all my life I'm starting to remember every single memory and every single thing I did every single day. It's like all unlocking because your memories are your genetics. So as I unlock my genetics through cleansing this man-made food and tuning into my nature genetics through tuning back into nature and eating nature, because I am a nature being that got pulled out of nature and is being fed artificial things to corrupt my genetics that are from nature. I'm retuning into eating nature, being in nature, aligning my genetics to nature. Sickness arises when we're outside of nature. We get healed just by standing on the soil and being by the tree. That's my go-to now. Whenever I feel sick, the best thing for myself to do, especially if it's warm and I can take my shirt off too, is go outside. 1, being outside in the fresh air and feeling the air in your skin. Look, talking about meat, nigga. Fuck out my face. Look. My whole shit is shredded in a way that doesn't even happen when I eat the meat. Literally, my whole body becomes like, I look like a mutant. Like, I look like a mini Hulk. Hold up. What do you talk, like, this what, you know what I'm saying? And I barely do anything but push-ups. But this is the natural God genetics, the DEA. Talking about meat. I do not need to eat no meat. That's dead flesh. Y'all invented this word called protein. Protein inside the dead body rotting on the ground to get us to eat it. The fuck y'all talking about? Invent all these little words and then say they exist in everything. Measuring all these false little things to get us to eat the things in the food that we don't need to be eating to begin with. How about the actual thing the food is? You don't do that when we're hitting a vape. You don't measure the amount of oxygen that exists in the vape cartridge to make it okay to consume. The levels of all these hydrogen and oxygen molecules. You get what I'm trying to say? That might exist in the air realm of this vape I'm about to hit, to why it could be okay to. You don't do that for that. But you do that for this meat, to make up all this shit to say why we should eat this dead body. But really, it's just the reality of what it actually is when we eat it. Because that's the thing that disassociates your mind and disconnects you from what you're eating right in front of you by thinking it's everything they're telling you it is. And all the things they told you were in it that your body needs. But then you're not feeling how your body actually feels while you're eating it and what it's doing to you. And you probably never stopped eating it, most of us. So you don't even know the potential of what your body could be without it. And how sick you are by eating it. But so yeah, for everyone talking about meat, y'all just gonna see as the days go up more and more and more. As the days go by more and more, I'm literally gonna become stronger and stronger, look healthier, look more youthful. Especially by only eating the fruits. Because I'm about to transition to, I'm gonna keep the meat tracking going. And eventually, once I get long enough in the meat, I'm just going to make it my permanent reality. That's already in the intention. But once I reach, like, let's say day 200, day 300, maybe day 400, I'll just be like, okay, forevermore. Now it's just forever. I've freed myself from it. Because that's the goal, to free myself from it. But apart from just the no meat, because it's not just emphasis on the no meat, I'm only going to be eating fruits and plants as the divine intention that I'm moving forward within my higher self anyway, the natural state that we're supposed to be in. All sickness gets removed from I in this state. 3 days of eating only fruits, and by that time I'm literally removed all sickness in my body. I don't get sick anymore. The only sickness I might feel once I get 3 days and past of eating only fruits is the detox symptoms. Once I get strong enough and if I'm always in nature and balancing the energy enough and cleansed enough, I'll break the detox phase. And once I get a week into eating only fruits, I'm not only not sick at all, I'm more alive than I've ever been. The living proof of everything I've talked about. So that's why I'm tuning in to it more and more and ride for it so hard, because I've experienced it. It's one thing to talk about something, but I've actually experienced something that you could apply way more than that Bible. No offense. That's why a lot of people fall off, because you have to have faith in something you can't actually see, feel, but you're giving all your energy away to a spiritual predator while you become spiritual prey to prey. Because you're the one who creates the reality you live in. You're the consciousness that ripples out all the vibrations into the reality around you to create your life. You create with the energy that comes to you from the living God of Source that created nature, the living God of nature. Which doesn't have a white man face identity. It's pure feminine energy. It doesn't even have it only embodies itself within the form of what they would have be a black woman down here. Or a Latina woman down here. But that's actually the descendant of her pure energy within the cosmos. The highest form of life is our species, not the human being species who are made in our image. So-called blacks, Latinos are the highest form of life. Down here, we're the descendants of the true cosmic beings we are, that which they place the title of God upon. But that's just one word within one of their languages of English. But we literally are the creators of life. On higher forms, the consciousness we have that exists in this body is the pure mind that all thoughts come from to create. That's where your imagination comes from. You're the purpose for everything around you. The room doesn't have a purpose until you're in it. There's no purpose of life if we're not here to carry it out. We are the most aware, most evolved, highest forms of life. And when you say it like that, it's backwards because it's making it seem like we sprung up to this point. We are the originators. We're the source that actually created everything else and designed it. We just fell within our own reality to be shackled within it by one of our own brother's creations, who fell in a state to turn against the source we come from. His name is Zeus, but he hides behind the name Satan, and Jesus, and Yakub, and Enki, and Enlil, and Odin, and Prometheus. And Pan. Pan seems very similar to the type of anything that has to do with deceit. Anything with deceit. Yeah, he just has many nicknames. Just like, someone out in the streets got many different nicknames. May call him Two Shots. May call him Big Phone, because you always got the phone on him to make moves. Anyone could have any type of nickname. I was trying to think of random nicknames, so you can think of Nas is a nickname. That's someone who created their own nickname. But just like we sit here and create all these names for ourselves, all these identities for ourselves, our brother Zeus, who's a soul, who's been here for beyond time, just through many different phases of their man-made time, before time, but when time was created and introduced to this realm, he's existed through many different phases of it, and he just remodeled himself through many different religions to all absorb the same energy you're giving him through praise. Because that's what he created this white species, the human being species for, white people, to praise him. Our original natural essence as souls, a piece of source, is to praise ourselves through what they call meditation or entering our temple. And also just by giving ourselves energy and by praising each other. So we would receive the praise of what we get from another reflection who praises the creations we create as a divine soul we are. The energy we are. The good energy we give to each other. We are living energy, expressions of the living God. Our own creators. Right? And I'm just getting deep in before I do these push-ups. I just got something pull me to the channel, so I'm starting the channel. But this is our essence, our natural divinity. Everything I'm speaking is just reminding us of stuff we forgot. It's nothing new. It just sounds foreign because they had it so mind-fucked. But you know what? I'm not even going to get too much deeper into. Y'all got the gist of what I was saying. I'm just going to do these push-ups, you feel me? Also because I lost my train of thought, so I'm just going to play it off by acting like I want to. I started just going off on, you feel me, just channeling. But really, I'm just here to, in this video, to prove all y'all people who be talking all this meat shit more than wrong. Now watch this. Fuck out my face. Hold on, let me set the camera angle right. Jevin. Hold up. And let me move my crystal to my back so that way it doesn't hit the floor every time I touch down. Now let's get it. I'm about to do like 40, maybe like 30, 40. Hold up. Let me not get too ahead of myself, though. Let's see how much I can do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's on 17 days no meat, mixed in with barely eating any food in a way that would be considered to meet any type of science, European man-made science metric of the nutrients, so-called nutrients and all these things we need in our body and calories and all that shit's fake. If you're a black or Latino especially, that shit is fake. On my soul. My whole childhood I ran on the energies of everything I was doing. Being outside with my friends, eating the energies of life, the energies on the playground, the energies of anything I was doing, the energies of the video games, the movies. That fed me way more than the food, and then I would remember to eat the food here and there. And then I got addicted to it from eating. That's what I'm trying to say. They put these things in the food to get you addicted to it, to where you actually fall into being binded to it. You get told to eat it, and then you eat it so much that you can't even release it once you try to. But you can. But you get what I'm saying? That was 33. If I counted right, I might have been one off, so it might be like 32 or 34. I try to go to 40, but it is what it is. Once I get to like day 30, day 40, day 50, I'm going to be doing like 60, 80 push-ups in one session. Maybe split them up 40-40, but still. Because I was already there like a month or two ago. I was doing up to like 80, 90 push-ups a day. Every time I did them. The reality just keeps going up and up and up the longer I go. I'm the living proof of what I speak of. What we eat is energy, not food. It's the energy it is. When you eat meat, it's dead energy. All these other foods are whatever energy that you're putting into your body. So it's kind of like how you watch carefully what you feed into a plant, because it dictates how it's going to grow. You want to feed a plant Gatorade because that's shitty as fuck and would kill the plant. Why don't we think about our bodies like that? We'll sit here and chug 5 cans of soda. They'd be like, why do I feel so sick? My head hurts. That's how unconscious they have us. I'm not even trying to make fun of us, but it's literally the state we're in. Because I did it too. We just think our bodies is a big, massive pit that you could just toss anything into and it'll break it down. But other animals, we won't even feed them certain foods because it could kill them. But we don't think about that for us. That's just a basic example because it gets way deeper than that. But you know how you won't feed a dog chocolate as an example? We think we can just eat anything and everything though. And don't tie it into all these different sicknesses we've been developing. As a people, collectively. But it's all right in our face. But it's not even our fault because they do all of these things to hide it from us and dumb us down and get us to doubt ourselves. And they'll tell us that what we see isn't even true. So they'll gaslight us and then we think we're crazy and we don't even know what to believe. But then our bodies are literally experiencing what it's experiencing. But then we'll go to the doctor and they'll tell you nothing about nutrition, nothing about food, nothing about anything. That's why I haven't even gone to the doctor at all when it goes to my stomach. Because I already know what awaits me in there. A bunch of dismissal, a bunch of lacking in awareness that I've tapped into so much deeper, but I can't externalize to put into words necessarily right there in front of a doctor. But I can actually take them out in nature and have them eat fruits for 3 days and blow their whole reality and tap them into something they never even thought was possible. Or y'all could hook me up to a machine and see how I literally defy every single thing that y'all are saying our bodies need. And I get way stronger. I'm literally like a walking mutant. That's because that's based on us. I exist before the word mutant. That's why I said it's based on us and not us. We are mutants, though. Black and Latino people are the real meta humans. We aren't even human, but we're the real meta humans. Meta. The real X-Men. From that X-gene woman. That's where they get the whole X with Wakanda from. And Wakanda being a whole movie about tapping into, about showing you a little. That was only a little piece of the truth about the advanced civilization we come from. And you know that was our whole past, not even our future, right? They got it reversed. We fell. How you think they know about the stories? How you think they show you all these things about all these supernatural things, all these advanced civilizations, all these sci-fi, everything they tell you about now? They got it because it existed in what they call the past, if you want to say the past. We fell from divine states. This planet was one giant global civilization. ruled by what you want to call the divine holders of this type of body. 2 arms on the side, 1 head on top, 2 legs on the bottom. Allah. That's where they get the word Allah from. And in Islam, I, self, Lord, and Master, that's what the acronym means. They literally use Allah as the word to call God. But Allah is an acronym which literally is talking about the God physique. And I'm trying to say that before there was ever a human being modeled into this form, to be grafted into our form, with a drop of our blood, it was only us within this type of form that to have this body. We're the only species. And then it said on a cosmic level that our ancestors went and grafted many extraterrestrial races in the God physique. But we're the original beings to begin with. We manifest ourselves from dark matter energy. From not nothing, but from pure mind, we manifested ourselves. And spread out to create the whole cosmos. We are walking dark matter energy, walking carbon. Walking life. Energy aware of itself. So we're the whole environment, but aware of itself. We're everything, but aware of itself. Everything is energy, is it not? Don't double back. You told me everything is energy. Okay. My body's made of the same things that come from the planet. Just walking around. But the consciousness beamed into this thing to move around in this phase of matter. This is how you could phase through walls, become a bird, like our ancestors used to become birds and meditate out of their body and like watch what what you would call the pilgrims or whatever what they do, just watch them. Be like, oh, they're moving that way, let's go, let's move. You know what I'm trying to say? That's how, when they would say the Native Americans were so good at the wood warfare and they couldn't fuck with them in the woods at first because they didn't know this habitat. They're telling you little bits of the truth. That's what this whole movie Avatar, not the TV show, but the movie with the blue people, they get the blue thing in their skin from the idea of carbon. Right? And they get the whole idea of this, what they want to call humanoid physique, but really it's the God physique, and they had it before the humans do. In the movie, it was a bunch of humans pulling up to a planet with beings that already had the form, thinking they share something. But you know, in lots of sci-fi movies, they tell you about how this extraterrestrial race grafted human beings. They tell you about the ideas of alien beings who made human beings with their genetics. Where the fuck do you think they're getting that story from? We're just a lost experiment wandering around the planet with an intelligence we don't know from. Basically, aliens ourselves, if we want to look at it that way. Where the fuck do we come from? Outside of a Bible, if we want to be, it's like, you get what I'm trying to say? So this is what I'm trying to get at. There's a source of something, and it's all starting to get rooted to make sense. We come from higher planes of what they call the cosmos, but they also call it the heavens. And this is why they say God is in the heavens, because God is the name of our species in the cosmos. They just have this blocked off from our cosmic family. They've been trying to get back to. This is what they're showing you with Independence Day, if I'm getting the name right, with Will Smith. And when the aliens invaded, it was that giant ship in the sky. And then Men in Black, when they would hit you with that device to bleep out your memories. Peace to the guy Rashad Jamal. He released a lecture talking about, I think it was 1994. The invasion of 1994. In the Los Angeles invasion of 1994. Where there was a giant alien invasion. Where there was lots of unidentified, all types of aircraft in the sky. It was a giant thing that happened in the night of Los Angeles. It was all over in the news and articles. Some people still remember, but they feel like they're going crazy because all types of operatives they put in the news to cover it up and all types of shit. But they basically hypnotized the masses through, because after 1994 there was a whole era of, y'all remember where there was the false nuclear programs they would release on the TV, where in the middle of when we would be watching the TV. And it just started ending when I came in the realm of 2004, where it would be all those colors on the screen, and it would be like, This is a blah, blah, blah government test. And it would be like a false running of what they would do if we were ever nuked. Everything is frequency, so that played over your head. They're hypnotizing people to forget. They did that for a lot of things. It's called MK Ultra. They do it on the masses all the time. Real shit will happen, and then people will completely be gaslighted, and it'll be like the Mandela effect, ultrafied, and reality will be warped, and we'll be brought into an alternate timeline, damn near. But what I say that to say is there's been many different periods throughout their man-made time where our ancestors of what they would call aliens, but really if they hopped off them ships, most of them would look like our family, black people, because what's in black people's skin is carbon, an element that gives life to everything. But when it manifests down here, it appears to be what they call black. But black is a derogatory term. But if you even look into the science of colors, all colors come from black. Everything comes from black. Light comes from black. Though everything comes from darkness. We are the manifestation of where everything comes from walking around. My people. And before we create a body, we are the soul. And the soul is what makes us what we are above all, because the soul is the intelligence of the universe, but localized into one individual being. It's like the universe splitting itself up into all these different beings, but one divine consciousness. And that's what souls are. My whole species, blacks, Latinos. On higher forms, we actually operate in like a hive mind. Close to it. We're still independent and always keep our own energy, but we operate in a very unified way where it's damn near like we're working. You know how an ant colony moves in such a ordered way where they all work in the benefit of the queen in the hive? That's how we moved, but in the benefit of the planet and the black woman. The black woman was our real queen above the king. All our ancient kingdoms and ancient cultures, the real ruler was the black woman. We praised our woman and the Latino woman. And we worked in order to protect her and the planet. And that's where the ant colony gets it, and the beehive. That's where they get, this is what I'm saying, when our ancestors designed the animals and the bees and the insects and the plants and the trees and the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom and the science of matter and vibration and the science of everything of how, and then they press play. They put everything into motion and press play. They put everything into place and press play, and then went into it to experience it. Now we've fallen in a state to be shackled within our own creation, out of tune with the divinity we are, shackled within our own planet, an environment within the planet. We're supposed to be out in the planet itself, but we're in an environment within the planet, keeping us out of the actual planet, controlled within their system, monitoring all the resources that come into this system. That outside the system, within nature, have infinite abundance without an ego consciousness to control it. They want to be the controller of everyone. They want to be the governor of your mental. That's why it's governmental. They have to control your mental first, so that's why it's governmental, because they can't control you without your mental being controlled. But once they control your mental, they can have you walk around all day, but you're mentally a slave. But if you aren't mentally a slave, then they won't let you go around and do anything, because you're in your soul, you'll always fight. So we do not need to be eating meat, because meat is the dead flesh of a reflection of life from the universe within natural creation. A living consciousness, a living being. And it's a divine act against everything that we are, life itself. And it's unnecessary too, because we already have everything we need to eat, which is the fruits and plants. And then we start taking in all this other stuff that really makes us sick and starts to alter us and alter our consciousness and alter our state and make us fall into lower states outside of the much more high vibrational states we come from. But so yeah, I break anything to do with y'all meat reality, trying to push y'all eating of dead flesh upon I. I'm a living example of everything I talk about. I move forward on my journey. And I send peace to everyone tapping into this channel. Thank you. Gratitude. You feel I. And word. Peace.